If you just heard I Captain in your head, then you already know we're diving deep into one of the most iconic cartoon universes ever created. SpongeBob SquarePants, premiering all the way back in 1999. SpongeBob didn't just become a cartoon, it became a cultural phenomenon. With its quirky characters, underwater nonsense, and surprisingly heartfelt moments, it's captured the hearts of kids, teens, and even adults for over 2 decades. But what really makes this show timeless isn't just the jokes or the jellyfish, it's the characters. Each one is hilariously unique, wildly exaggerated, and yet somehow totally relatable. From overly enthusiastic sponges to villainous microscopic organisms, Bikini Bottom is full of personalities that stick with us long after the credits roll. So in this video, we're breaking down the core characters of the series, their personalities, quirks, what makes them tick, what they love, and what they can't stand. Whether you're a lifelong fan or just dipping your toe into the pineapple-shaped pool, you're in for a nostalgic ride. Let's meet the undersea gang that made SpongeBob SquarePants a classic. Let's start with the sponge who started it all, SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants is the heart of the show, an endlessly optimistic and energetic sea sponge who lives in a pineapple under the sea. He works as a fry cook at the Krusty Krab and takes great pride in his job, treating flipping Krabby Patties as a true art form. Living in a pineapple under the sea, SpongeBob is the walking, talking definition of positivity. He wakes up every morning with a huge smile, ready to greet the day, annoy his neighbor, and most importantly, flip Krabby Patties at the Krusty Krab, which he treats more like an art form than a job. SpongeBob finds joy in the tiniest things, blowing bubbles, catching jellyfish, karate chopping with Sandy, and just spending time with his best friend, Patrick. But don't mistake his goofiness for carelessness. SpongeBob is deeply loyal and takes pride in everything he does. He absolutely hates letting people down and is genuinely hurt when someone's mad at him. Whether it's his boss, Mr. KRABS, or his constantly grumpy neighbor, Squidward, just wants to make everyone happy, even if they don't want to be. Next up, Patrick Star, Bikini Bottom's favorite underachiever. Patrick is SpongeBob's best friend and the ultimate definition of simple-minded. He lives under a rock, literally, and spends most of his days doing, well, not much. He's lazy, loves to eat ice cream, Krabby Patties, anything really, and often joins SpongeBob on wild adventures, even if he has no idea what's actually going on. But what makes Patrick so lovable is his heart. He might not be the brightest starfish in the sea, but he's loyal, kind, and surprisingly insightful in a very weird way. He lives life without overthinking it, and he hates anything that forces him to use his brain. But as far as friends go, SpongeBob couldn't ask for a better one, even if Patrick once forgot how to eat. And then there's Squidward Tentacles, the grumpiest guy in Bikini Bottom. Squidward is SpongeBob and Patrick's neighbor, and their unwilling co-worker at the Krusty Krab. He's an octopus who plays the clarinet, paints self-portraits, and dreams of a life full of high art, quiet afternoons, and absolutely no SpongeBob. Unfortunately for him, he lives between the two most chaotic beings under the sea. Squidward sees himself as a misunderstood genius, stuck in a job he hates, and surrounded by people he can't stand. He loves his alone time, fine music, and anything that resembles culture and class. But what he can't stand, noise, fun, enthusiasm, basically everything SpongeBob is. Still, deep down, even Squidward has his moments of warmth, showing us that maybe, just maybe, he doesn't hate SpongeBob entirely. Now, let's talk about the man with the money, Mr. KRABS, or, as his full name goes, Eugene H. KRABS. Mr. KRABS is the proud and extremely frugal owner of the Krusty Krab. His entire personality revolves around one thing, money. He'll do anything to earn it, and nearly anything to avoid spending it. Whether it's charging a customer for breathing air or reusing napkins, Mr. KRABS is always looking for a way to pinch a few pennies. But he's not just a greedy businessman. Mr. KRABS has a soft side, especially when it comes to his daughter Pearl, a teenage whale who couldn't be more different from him. And despite how often he exploits SpongeBob's loyalty, he genuinely appreciates his work ethic. His biggest fear, losing the Krabby Patty secret formula, especially to a certain tiny green villain across the street. Which brings us to Sheldon J. Plankton, or just Plankton, the show's pint-sized antagonist. Plankton is the owner of the Chum Bucket, the worst restaurant in Bikini Bottom, and that's saying something. His food is inedible, His customers non-existent, and his obsession with stealing the Krabby Patty formula has consumed his entire life. He's a genius inventor with a big brain, an even bigger ego, and a major chip on his tiny shoulder. He's married to Karen, a super intelligent AI computer, who often ends up being the real brains behind his plans. Plankton loves power, domination, and dreams of the day he'll finally beat Mr. KRABS. What he hates: being reminded how small and insignificant he is. But despite his evil intentions, it's hard not to root for him sometimes. After all, he's just a little guy trying to make it in a big world. Up next, sandy-cheeked scientist, squirrel, an all-around powerhouse. Sandy is a land mammal who lives underwater in a glass dome, thanks to her high-tech suit. She's from Texas, proud of it, and not afraid to remind you, especially if you dare to insult her home state. Sandy is a brilliant inventor, martial artist, and thrill seeker. She thrives on challenges, whether it's building rocket ships or wrestling sea monsters. She's one of SpongeBob's closest friends and often plays the role of the smart one in the group. Sandy hates being treated like she's weak or out of place just because she's a squirrel, and if you ever make that mistake, expect to get kicked halfway across the ocean. She brings brains and brawn to Bikini Bottom and somehow still manages to put up with SpongeBob's antics. Each of these characters brings something unique to SpongeBob SquarePants, from SpongeBob's relentless positivity, to Squidward's moody sarcasm, to Plankton's comic villainy. They're exaggerated, lovable, sometimes ridiculous, and endlessly entertaining. Together, they create a world that's not just funny, but strangely relatable, even if it's at the bottom of the ocean. So whether you're here for the laughs, the nostalgia, or just to figure out how a sponge has a grill in his house, the world of Bikini Bottom has something for everyone. Thanks for diving into the deep end with us. If you enjoyed this breakdown of your favorite undersea characters, give the video a like, drop your favorite SpongeBob episode in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more parts and other videos. Until next time, stay nautical.